What's going on, people? We're back with another video. Man, it's been a minute. I had a lot of people reaching out saying, requesting new videos. So I figured I'd, take a quick 5 or 10 minutes and just do another pre-recorded video. So for all those who's wondering what I've been doing, still doing the same old. Still, got code. I'm sitting here in my office right now. Doing work. Just decided to take a little break. If you don't believe me, let me see if I can show you my setup right quick. So here we go. Laptop, monitor, big TV up there. That's how I'm getting down right now. Windows closed, of course, because I like to work with it dark. And let's see, we're in the middle of this big pandemic deal going on, where luckily I've been blessed to be able to work from home, work remotely, so I haven't been adversely affected too much. I do, the contract I'm working on does end at the end of the month, however, and I understand, a lot of places are gun shy at spending money right now with the uncertainty in the economy. So we'll see what goes on with it. I do have a short-term 2-week contract after this one's up at the end of the month, and after that it's kind of up in the air. So we'll see what happens there, but I feel pretty confident. The old client I was working the gym, they did email and tell us to cease any development because they closed down all of their clubs. So, but luckily I had this other client that's, they're a software as a service company out of San Francisco and Seattle, and they were already pretty much remote as far as the development team. So we just kind of kept it trucking. So that was a good thing for me. What else is new? I don't feel like badly affected by this quarantine. Here in Nevada, probably the first time in history, they closed down every casino in the state. So there is no gaming happening in Nevada right now. The Strip is like an eerie ghost town with hardly any traffic, probably just people driving down it just to take pictures and videos of how eerily quiet it is down there, no pedestrian traffic, none of that. So that's odd and strange, but me, I'm a hermit anyway. I spend 8 to 10 hours a day in this little room right here you see behind me. Anyway, so it really hasn't disrupted my life personally. What it has disrupted the old lady's life, because she likes to be on the go, so she's running around doing all her little errand stuff all the time. All the schools are shut down, public, private, charter. So my kids are home and the old lady's home. She has a condition that gives her a compromised immune system. So I'm on her pretty hard for not going anywhere, and making sure if we do go somewhere, like, she stays in the car if I had to go get something from a store or something. And before I come back to the car, get in the car, there's hand sanitizer and Clorox wipes, wiping everything down, because the last thing I want is for her to get sick with this thing. We take it very seriously here in this household, at least. What else can be said? I don't know. Just watching the news, seeing what's going on. Stimulus bill passed the Senate yesterday. It's in the House, should be voted on today. President said he'll sign it immediately, so that'll help out the majority of people. I unfortunately fall into that. I think they said it sends checks to like 90% of the of people. I don't know if that number's accurate or not, but I happen to fall in the 10% that will not be receiving a stimulus check. Because in 2018, I'm pretty sure I made over the $99,000 cutoff. And being that my old lady is a stay-at-home mom, She doesn't have to file taxes because she has no income. So for 2018, she will show no tax return. And for 2018, I will show more than 99,000. So we get no checks for either one of us, nor for any of our kids, which I think is kind of bogus, because what if you had a great year in 2018 and then stuff took a dump, in 2019 or 2020, and you're out here struggling, but they're looking at what you did in 2018. So I don't think that's too cool. They could have just sent it to everybody, but it's neither here nor there. What else with this pandemic? Well, all the payment places, credit cards and places like that, most of them have payment postponement plans. So if you haven't, even though I didn't necessarily need it immediately, I still called up all my credit cards and loan places, the car loans, even the solar loan that I got for having a Tesla solar, and they all, worked with me, and gave at least 30 days. Some of them gave 90 days, no questions asked, payment pauses on stuff, and it was pretty easy, just spend some time on the phone. I'd be doing phone calls in between working, some places had long hold times. I think Wells Fargo was the longest. They had a 28-minute hold time. I was just about to hang up at 30 minutes, and the guy came on the phone, and they actually gave me like a 90-day pause with no questions asked on my credit card there. So, that's some positive stuff out. If I end up landing another client after, the 2-week project that I'm doing, then it will actually put me in a pretty positive financial situation, having all those kind of bills paused or postponed. The only one that didn't work with me was, USAA. I have my mortgage through USAA, and I called a week ago, and they didn't have a plan in place. They had a plan that they normally have for people that are in a hardship, where they will let you skip 1 month's payment and then split that payment over the following 3 months on top of your normal mortgage payment, and they will negatively report you to the credit bureau. So I said, no, that's stupid. And then I called back yesterday, and now they did have a plan in place. But that plan's even worse than the regular plan to me. They would let you skip up from 1 to 6 months worth of payments. At the end of whatever term you have, whether it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months, you will owe all of those skip payments plus your normal monthly payment. That is insane to me. So, for example, my mortgage payment, my mortgage payment is really only $1,700, but I escrow taxes, insurance, and there's a special improvement district city tax thing for where I live at. And by the time all that's said and done, it's like $22.38 a month, I think. So imagine letting that pile up for 6 months. I think I calculated out, if I did a 6-month, deal on that where I really needed it, at the end of 6 months, you would owe $13,000 plus 22, whatever. You end up needing to come out of pocket 15 grand, or even say I really did need to skip just 1 month. The following month, having almost a $4,500 payment when you've missed 3, 4, 5 weeks of work is like unreasonable. So I don't think they have a crap plan is what it is. It's pretty crappy. If it was up to me, I feel like they should do like no questions asked loan modifications, where they just take that skip payment and put it on the end of the term and modify the loan term. But who am I? It ain't my money. I mean, they're the investor and in charge of it. So, what else? That's it, man. We've been eating at home, cooking home cooked stuff. We stocked up on stuff. Things ain't bad as far as pandemic wise. Work wise, project I've been working on now has been a Python project, a big Django project, which was new to me. I had never done a big Python project like this before, and I actually like it. I like Python. It's so readable. Yeah, at first I was a little, I don't know, thrown off or by the indentation matters in Python, but once you do it, like after a day or two, it just becomes second nature. You can just look at the code and see where the different blocks of code are. So I dig it. Kind of sad I'm rolling off of it at the end of the month. I was a little slow to pick up things on this project because it's a very large project. A lot of moving pieces as far as getting your development environment set up and running and being able to debug and all that sort of stuff. It was just not a smooth process, but that's neither here nor there, I guess. What else? No. So I've been thinking about different things I can do. Oh, let's say what irons do I have in the fire? I've still got the trucking business. That has turned out to not necessarily be as profitable or lucrative as I had hoped. I haven't really lost money there, but it just hasn't been rolling in. One, the price of oil, if you look at a barrel of oil is in the 20s, between $20 and $30 range, and really once you get down that low, it starts not to become profitable to even drill for oil at that point. So there's a lot of macroeconomic type stuff that goes on if you're working in the oil industry, and that's where we have the truck at. So and then going through drivers, we've probably been through in 1 year over 10 drivers, 10, 12 drivers. So keeping good drivers is hard. We bought an older truck that needed some work on it and stuff, and we've gotten that work done, slowly over time. And we've done okay. We got a little bit of money in the bank, just enough money to call it like a maintenance fund, in there, but not bringing in like weekly profits. The truck's down right now in the shop. As a matter of fact, it's been down for a couple of weeks now. And then I think we lost the driver due to that. So it's just always something, going on in that business. I feel like for it to be a successful endeavor, you kind of have to scale a little bit. And I feel like maybe if we had like 4 or 5 trucks, good working trucks, that it might be a more sustainable deal. Because now it's like having one rental. If a tenant moves out of that one house, you go from 100% to 0% occupancy. It's like having one truck. If the truck breaks down, you go from making all your money to making none of your money while the truck is in the shop, and it costs you money to get it back on the road. So it can be an expense intensive business. I'm just glad that I'm not losing my shirt on that one. And at least it's like a break-even type thing. So I haven't been stressing or worrying about it too much. If push comes to shove, we'll sell the truck, and hopefully I can get a good portion of what I put out to purchase it back, and that'll be a done deal. What else? I'm doing a site with another buddy of mine that has to do with veterans, military and real estate. We were both in the military together. We were stationed here at Nellis together. We got out. He was the one that convinced me to get my real estate license and do real estate for 4 years. We both did REOs, working with the banks and stuff, basically being big property managers for the banks and selling properties and stuff. And, we always stay in contact. And he had this idea, and I had the know-how to make it happen. So that'll be deployed here shortly. I was making some final changes to it, and then that'll be live on the web. When it is, I'll come back and point you guys to it so you can kind of see what the deal is. It's basically connecting military members with, real estate agents in the areas of all the bases that's available, so that they can, have a smoother transition when they're doing PCSs from one place to the next, to really be a resource for them that's targeted to that niche market. So I think that could turn out to be a fruitful endeavor, but we'll see, how it goes. What else? I was thinking about doing tutorials still as well. That was, but I don't know. The time is an issue now, so we'll see. I'm making a push to get this project I'm working on now completed by the end of the month. We have to, because as a summary, what I'm working on, there's an API from LinkedIn that is being deprecated, and at the end of the month or at the beginning of next month, and we have to move over from V1 to V2 by then, so we don't lose any functionality in the application that I'm working on. So that's my duties right now, is to make that transfer over before they pull the plug and we lose functionality on the application. So kind of the pressure's on now. We're at the 26th. We only got four days left or something like that. So got to get it done. And then the other site that I'm working on with my buddy, I just don't have a lot of time to sit and do tutorials, But I think that's going to be it. I hope that was informative. Let you guys know what's going on with me. Let me know if you want more lives. I like the live interaction. I was thinking as well of doing like a Zoom meeting where, if you haven't heard of Zoom, it's like a video conferencing service that a lot of businesses use. I've been using Zoom for years now, and it's become really popular, as a lot of companies have had to send their employees home to work from home, and they can stay in contact with them using Zoom meetings. But I saw this one YouTuber set up a Zoom. She went live and set up a Zoom, and then other people could get on there. You can actually talk and be interactive, and it's video. You don't have to show your video if you don't want to. It can just be audio, but you can actually have a live conversation. So let me know your thoughts on if you would appreciate something like that, because I can definitely get it set up and done. I think that's gonna do it for now, y'all. Let me know how you guys are doing down in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you guys, and make sure everybody's all right. So that's it. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.